Nomadic Fanatic takes a bike trip, and Sarasota Tim tries to sell his, all while broke-ass Mike talks finance. That's right, Nomadic Fanatic. That's right, good old Tater.
You see that little check mark?
Yeah, he left his bride-to-be behind once again and took another trip without her. He took his Harley on a little ride, and he went to Lake Isabella in Kern County, California. There, or thereabouts anyway. He went to a pizza barn for some pizza, and good news, guys, they had a penny press. He went along and camped along the river somewhere. I'm not sure where yet, but so apparently he strapped on his little backpack thing that he has and strapped it on his sissy bar that he put on and his little rack on the back of his motorcycle, and he went camping all by him, little lonesome. So, yeah. And if you go over and you check, so far his numbers are going back down to normal. So there's no drama. So there's no views. Well, not no, but very little views. It's less views now. When he's not yakking about getting burgled or robbed or whatever he says and all his other drama-filled things. He milked that for all it's worth. So now it's time to go back to bus stuff and traveling and kitties and all that. So he's back down to normal view count. So while Diana's back home and cleaning up the house, trying to get it all pretty to sell, it is up for sale, by the way, and it is listed. It is listed for right around $800,000, and so they're trying to do that. But while she's doing all that stuff, he's just out running around. He tried to go to Bike Week, and now he's out just gallivanting around, camping and in the mountains by the river and by lakes and all kind of stuff, while his little bride-to-be cleans and packs and gets everything ready while he goes and has fun. I mean, hey, he's got it made. And all this while Sarasota Tim, that's right, he's dealing with his motorcycle as well. Yeah, I haven't seen anything. I haven't went over and checked out Tim for a while, so I was like, let me go over and just take a peek and see what's going on over there. So I went over and I looked, and it was a couple of days ago, and I saw him pushing his motorcycle, this green Kawasaki, up these ramps onto his truck. So I watched that, and he couldn't do it by himself. He had to enlist the assistance of a friend. Even he said, I guess when I'm out there on my own, I'm going to have to ask, hey, can you help me? So he couldn't do it by himself. And that was 2 days ago. And now, apparently, the hubbub is that, his bike's for sale. So I went over and I was like, let me go see. And sure as shit, there it is right here on Facebook Marketplace. Is Sarasota Tim's motorcycle. The very one that he was trying to push up a ramp and couldn't get it all done by himself is now for sale for $6,900. Well, after I saw that, I was like, well, I don't know. Is that really? I mean, I know it's new. It's a 2026. But apparently, he went and put a whole bunch of aftermarket stuff on it. So I guess he's trying to get he's trying to recoup everything. And a motorcycle is no different than a car or anything else. Once you drive off the lot, so what? Guess what? So I went and I looked to see how much a new one was listed for, and here it is. And it has a little between this and that. So he is very overpriced. He's price gouging. He's price gouging. In my opinion, he wants way too much for this thing, especially if it's used. And I don't care how much aftermarket crap you threw on it. Even if you did throw $1,000 worth of shit on it, that doesn't matter. That's not how you try to resell something that's new. Just because you had your ass on it for a little while, just like Rusty, just because you only had it for 3 days, it's still used and it's still depreciated when you drove it off the lot. So there we go. Sarasota Tim. He's probably doing some more crushing it for Christ while he's trying to fleece everybody and trying to sell his bike for over MSRP, even though it's used. But hey, maybe some fool will actually go buy it and not look for a brand new one off a lot that is going to be cheaper than one that some bonehead probably dropped off that ramp at least once trying to do it by himself. But yeah, again, so all his little aftermarket crap, it's just a big waste of money when you start doing all that shit. When you want to get rid of stuff, you never get back what you spent on all that aftermarket crap. Just like Tater, when he puts all that shit on everything and then he thinks, oh, well, I'm going to say, no, you're not going to recoup that money because you went out and spent, fucking $100 on this and $20 on this and $60 on this for some Amazon bullshit. And then you're going to throw it on and, oh, well, I spent, and now you're going to try to wrap that up into your resale price. Yeah, that doesn't work. But, I don't know. So is Tim trying to keep up with Rusty? Good luck. You're going to have to get 6 more bikes in the next 3 weeks. I always wondered though. I mean, I don't miss Tim. I don't bother with him anymore, but I do wonder. I wonder if he still records naked from the refrigerator, or did he learn his lesson? I don't know. Put your pants on, Tim. Well, speaking of good old Rusty, so far, and I do mean so far, he still has the Nissan. He hasn't sold it or traded it in on anything yet. And I don't know, maybe he's going to wait a little bit and get his third Equinox. But so far, Rusty still has the little Nissan. How long do you think it'll last? Go ahead, put your comments below. Throw up a guess. A week, a month, a couple months, till the end of summer? I don't know. One can only guess. One can only guess. All right, now I want to briefly speak about good old Mike from Cheap Off-Grid Living. That's right, the guy who doesn't talk about off-grid anymore because it doesn't get him any views, but he's going to do the gloom and doom and the oh, woe is me, but he's still doing the same. I think it's funny, and I have to just speak about it on just a little bit. So as Mike talks about the economic collapse and the gloom and doom, and now he's complaining that these rich people are spending so much money, and they're reaching out and they're doing this and that, and they got their hands and everything, and they're sucking up money, and they're doing this and they're doing that. I think it's funny how a guy talks about that and how homes are out of reach and people can't do this. Look, are you going to take advice, financial advice, from a guy who can't afford his own fucking screws to do a project on his off-grid homestead, a guy who can't buy his own flower beds, his raised garden beds, or whatever you want to call them, a guy who can't even afford screws? I'm telling you, a guy who begs for a hose so he can water his garden. You're going to take financial advice from that guy. You're going to listen to that guy cry about someone who actually put forth the effort, used their brain, built a business, and they're rich. Yeah. Now, sure, some kids are rich because they just sold their ass and daddy did everything, but still, somebody who actually went out and did something, and you're pissed off because they're rich and you're not, because you sat on your ass, you drove around in an RV, did absolutely nothing, and now you sit so far from society, out in the middle of nowhere, in your little RV, and then you sit in your 20-year-old car and make videos behind the steering wheel, doing absolutely nothing and bitching because somebody who actually has motivation, has money, and is rich. You're going to talk about society and the collapse of society and how this and society is that and this and that. And you haven't been near society for how many years now? But again, you're going to sit around and do nothing. You're going to do your little begathon live streams and get all pissy when after you tell everybody, oh, the world's coming to an end and the financial collapse and we can't afford gas and we can't afford homes. Oh, you people ain't giving me your money. Oh, and getting all pissy. Telling everybody that predicting the economic collapse 3 weeks ago. It was happening. We're still all here. I'm still living. Look, I still got lights on and shit. I haven't gone broke yet. But Mike's telling everybody, yep, soon you ain't going to be able to afford anything. I guess you won't need your money that you have in your pocket now. Give it to me. Oh, you're not giving me money? I'm off of here. So he's all pissy because people aren't giving him money after he's telling them about the economic collapse. Again, you're taking financial advice from a guy who can't afford his own fucking screws, and he's going to talk about shit. A guy who sits on his ass and does nothing and complains because people that actually go to work have stuff. What a dipshit. All right, and that was my Mike rant for today. He's like Tim. I pop in every once in a while. Well, I pop in on Mike even more than I do Tim. But yeah, I don't watch this shit. All he does is he listens to other people cry and whine on TikTok, and then he gets on here and says, yeah. But anyway, let's go to the comment of the day, shall we? All right, let's go. And the comment of the day is Tater already using his donations to customize the bike. And yeah, I had a few comments, similar things saying that, yeah, he can't afford this and he can't afford a laptop and he can't afford that, but he can afford to do this and that and lower his bike and everything. And yes. And yeah, we all find that quite amusing as well, that he can get on here and I was burgled or robbed, like he says. I was robbed and I can't have my stuff. Can you guys help me out? Look what I just did, guys. I lowered this and I'm going to go do this. And I got a sissy bar and I got a new seat and I got a rack and I do this and I'm going camping and I'm going to, yeah. So I'm fixing up my bus and I'm doing this and I'm buying lumber and stain and all this stuff, but I can't afford to get a new camera and I need a laptop. So yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do when it comes to the Tater? But just watch and laugh, or don't watch. Just watch me. I'll tell you what's going on.
This is Blind Views, and this is the way we see it.
What we do here is go back.